What's up, everybody? It's your favorite electrician, Doug here. Hey, welcome back to the Modern Electrician Podcast. I know it's been a while, and we probably shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to, but here we are, and today we're introducing a new segment in the podcast. We're calling this Talking Out Loud. We do realize that the actual phrase is thinking out loud. We just like to say it incorrectly because it makes us chuckle. So for the first installment of Talking Out Loud, I am gonna pick a fight. Actually, it's not really my fight to pick. This is a topic of debate that's been happening for a really long time. I'm just gonna chime in, give you my opinion. Probably gonna make a few enemies and have some fun. Today, I'm gonna talk about a battle that's been going on in the electrical trade since Thomas Edison was wiring houses. This technique's been a topic of debate since the very first light switch was installed at your mom's house back when she was a kid. And this is one of my very favorite topics of debate in the electrical industry because it kind of illustrates what psychopaths we are, that we actually will get mad and fight over arbitrary, minute details. Why? Because they matter. And I like this about us as electricians. I mean, it's honestly what separates us from plumbers, you know? I'm sorry, I will stop picking on plumbers and introduce today's topic of debate. Today's topic is vertical or horizontal. Now, for anyone out there who's maybe not in the trade, specifically the electrical trade, who doesn't understand how truly divisive those two words are next to one another, let me enlighten you. Vertical or horizontal, it refers to the direction a flat head screw faces when you use it to attach a wall plate to a switch, a receptacle, any device. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, and you're not an electrician, you've actually made it to this far in the video, God bless you. Basically, the problem that we face and the debate around this really revolves around: what do you do with the screws in the wall plate? Do they go straight up and down, vertical, or do they go side to side, horizontal? Or are you just an absolute maniac and you let them do whatever the hell they want like kids on a playground? Now, for anybody out there that's not an electrician, you might be thinking to yourself, sure, there's obviously a difference between the way those screws face, but it can't be that big of a deal, right? I mean, it doesn't affect the safety of the system. Well, you've obviously never met an electrician. Wars have been fought over this debate, you know? Villages plundered, booty ransacked. It's really a topic of discussion that electricians love to debate, because nothing is more irritating to an electrician than walking into a room and seeing the screws of the wall plates facing every which way like a damn gecko installed the wall plates. You know, I think, though, that when I walk into a room, probably much like many of you, and I see that the screws in the wall plates are facing all different directions, it's an immediate red flag to me, and it tells me that somebody other than an electrician was probably doing work in that box, because any electrician who gives a shit about what they're doing is going to take their time and do every step of the process correctly. And why would we do that? You know, number one, because we care about the craft, we care about what we're doing, but also, and you guys all know this as well as I do, because you know at some point another electrician is going to come in and look at that work, and even though you're not going to hear their comment, you know what they're thinking. Who's this hack? Who did this crap? So you've got to do every step perfectly just because of other electricians. That's how awesome we are. And so, you know, homeowners, they're not going to pay attention to those minute details, you know? If they're listening to this at all, they're probably thinking, yeah, man, I don't even know what you're talking about. Sounds like the ramblings of a crazy person. And you're probably right. So, who's right? Vertical or horizontal? Well, I'm about to make some enemies by saying this, but I do have a preference, and it's vertical. Now, before you get all pissed off and put your Marlboro Red out and your apprentice's cheek meat who's sitting next to you in the work vehicle, hear me out. The reason that I like my screws facing vertical is because when you do that, it creates symmetry. You've got a straight line going from the top of the wall plate down through your device and you can see based on that screw how evenly that device is sitting straight out the bottom. It's beautiful. It creates this slender appeal, taller ceilings. You know what I'm saying? Horizontal, I mean, I don't even know what you're doing. What's the idea there? What are you going for? Seems to me like you're trying to distract the eye from the fact that maybe you didn't put that device in as straight as you probably could. Smoke and mirrors is what I see when I see horizontal screws in a wall plate. We trying to make an equal sign? Trying to make your device look like an uppercase I? Should I keep going? Look, the truth is there is no right or wrong way to line your screws up. I'm just messing with you, trying to get a rouse out of you and start a debate. I do, however, kind of think that people who line their screws up horizontally maybe have relationships with people in their family. I'm just kidding. I don't think that. I don't mean it at all. In fact, I think that people who line their screws up horizontally are actually doing really quality work. They're doing the right thing. Now, I know that's a stark contrast from what I just said, but the point is, it's a silly argument. There's no right or wrong way, even though I believe there is. The truth is you should just do good work, And part of doing good work is having a system for the way that you do something. In this case, what do you do with those screws? Now, if all of your screws in a system are lined up horizontally and they're consistent across the board, even though I think you probably kick puppies on the weekend, and, you're a weirdo and people probably don't like you, it doesn't matter. You're doing quality work. It's just not my preference, that's all. So I'd love to hear from you all. Obviously kicking up a little dust here, trying to get some folks talking about this, but I'd love to hear your points of view. First of all, let me know if you punched a hole clean through your dashboard, because I would get a little bit of a laugh out of that. I'm just messing with you guys. But are you one of the people who says vertical till I die? Or are you, more along the lines of I hope everyone who places their screws vertically dies? I'd love to hear more from you. And I'd like to get an explanation too, honestly, of horizontal, because I can think of reasons why I would put them vertically, but I honestly can't think of a really good reason to line them up horizontally. Are you trying to make the room look shorter? But I would like to hear from you. If you've got a good argument, I'm dying to hear it, and I'm in, I'd just love to hear from you guys. So, especially people lining them up horizontally. I mean, questions in my mind are like, what's going on in your brain? And when was the last time you saw a doctor? That's all I'm trying to say. Look, I'm busting your balls, obviously, and thanks for listening this far. And hopefully you did listen this far and watch this far, and you didn't turn it off in the beginning and just think I'm a total asshole. Hopefully you listened to the extent of this, and now you probably feel like maybe I'm just a little bit of an asshole, and that's probably about as good as we can do. So hopefully you guys like this segment. We're going to try to bring you more of these. The ideas kind of gives us a chance to talk about something that we all can relate to, illustrate it, get conversations started about this, maybe make fun of a few things, because we got to laugh, right? It's hard work that we do. You got to have fun. So hey, thanks for listening. I can't wait to hear your responses. Vertical for life! That's all I'm trying to say. Vertical all day.